Hey y'all, I want to share some of my leukemia story with you. I was diagnosed with ALL leukemia that October after I turned 16 years old, and I went in remission May before I turned 18 years old. Some of the signs and symptoms I noticed is I had swollen lymph nodes in the back of my neck. So back then, me not knowing this, was lymph nodes, I said, hey mom, I got knots in the back of my neck. And we didn't think nothing of it because I was always getting braids and braided up dudes. That was the style back then. So we didn't think nothing of it. Time went on. I had some gastro problems, bad gas. No matter what, out of nowhere, where the gases smell like sulfur. So one day I had a bad stomachache. This what made me go to the emergency room. I couldn't shake it for nothing. It was taking the breath out of me. It was the worst cramp you can think of, and it felt worse than, childbirth. And I gave birth to 2 children. So my mom took me to the emergency room. The doctors ran a couple tests, and they tried to get my blood, draw blood from me. And my blood is spewing and spilling, and they couldn't contain it. So the reason why they couldn't contain it, because I didn't have, enough platelets. And the doctor said I didn't have any oxygen in my blood. And I noticed my blood it was a the color was weird to me. So the doctor told my parents I was basically a dead woman walking. They didn't tell me that, but that's what they told my parents. I remember them putting me in the ambulance, taking me from Lee Memorial Hospital in Fort Myers and rushing me over to Lee Memorial Health Park Hospital. Lee Memorial Health Park Hospital, they have an oncology unit for children, pediatric oncology. So that's why I started my chemo journey there. So I remember at first I was in the hospital for over a month. And I was so weak, y'all. Whatever I ate, it either came from the top end or the bottom end. And I remember losing a lot of weight rapidly. Okay? So, back it up to the gastro problems. The doctor said my liver and spleen was swollen. And that's the biggest liver and spleen that he ever seen. So that explained the gastro problems. And on top of that, I also had a stomach infection. So I was just, wasting away at the time. And, I was so weak that my mom had to help me with my, daily life stuff like bathing or whatever, and help me walk to the restroom or whatnot. And I remember being under 100 pounds. And the doctors told my parents I only had 2 to 3 months to live, at the most. And they recommend hospice care. My parents didn't tell me at the time what the doctor said about the 2 to 3 months to live. They wanted to, press on and fight for me. And I thank God that they did. I thank God that, I'm able to, speak about it now, because I used to, when you be able to get this far without, getting choked up talking about it. But I thank God I've been in remission for 25 years, cancer free. God has been good to me, y'all. And I thank God that, I can share my story now. And I want to continue to share my story because I want to encourage someone to share theirs. And this might encourage someone to keep pressing on, keep fighting, keep believing. Don't give up on yourself, okay? Fight to the end. And at the end of the day, God, He got you.